Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Thursday, January 20th, 2022. What a day. All over the place, I'm talking about this market here. At one point during the day today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up over 460 points, only to reverse and finish lower about 300. I would call that volatile. Look, this market is getting a little bit rattled for a lot of reasons here. I think that some of this is this issue in the Ukraine with Russia, what Biden may or may not do about it. There's a lot of things that are playing into this market. But again, it's no surprise. I really believe that the name of the game for this probably entire year is going to be a volatile market. But again, I don't think this is anything for us to worry about because the drivers remain intact. We're going to talk more about the debt market in a little bit here. I want to enlighten all of you as to what's really going on. Anyway, some of this is not going to be too much of a shock to you, but maybe to the new people here. So anyway, like I said, a market that was all over the place. But let's look at a few other things. Let's start off with the debt market. Again, the debt market is the driver here, the main driver of the market. The stock market in aggregate is a derivative of the debt market, period. But that doesn't mean we're not going to get volatile days like today. In fact, you should expect it. As I had said at my top 5 trends for 22, this is the way it's going to go. It's the way it's going to go. The dollar today, okay, finished stronger. The relative strength, the absolute strength continues to evaporate. Inflation is surging out of control. No end in sight. I mean, it's everywhere. It's not just Greg Mannarino. You got the mainstream pushing the same thing. They're saying inflation is not going to stop, although, it was supposed to be transitory. You remember that? How many of you recall when the mainstream media was on the bandwagon of transitory? This guy was saying, ha, 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 no way is this transitory. I mean, all of us knew that. You knew that right from the get-go. Oh, did you hear our illustrious freak of a president here? He's doing what he's being told to do. What am I talking about? He's blaming everything you could possibly imagine for surging inflation except the Federal Reserve. He will not point a finger at the Federal Reserve. Again, it's all the same story. Look here, don't look here. These presidents, these imbeciles, all of them, they don't work for you. They work for the corporate agenda. They work for the central banks. You are dog shit. And if you're not taking advantage of it, then you're going to go extinct. I think you all know that. Anyway, let's look at a few other assets. Cryptos did well today. Bitcoin getting a bit higher. Silver doing well again after yesterday's nice gain. And gold fell into some pressure. Look, I want to clarify something here. Earlier today, I explained to you that I don't care. And I've said this before, but I guess I don't know what's going on. I don't care at all, about the day-to-day price action or even week-to-week or month-to-month price action with regard to precious metals. It's not real. How many times do I have to say this? It's a rigged market, okay? And we know who's doing it. Everybody knows it. And it's going to continue going that way until it doesn't, until we get the implosion in the debt market. So look, if you understand the mechanism here, that prices of precious metals are being artificially suppressed by the largest bank on the planet by assets, okay, JP Morgan, you got to realize that's where opportunity is. Why are they artificially suppressing the price? Because if they were allowed the actual market to step in here and set fair value, you have no idea, at least at this point, where gold and silver would go. I'm going to give you a big clue. I've explained to you all since forever that at one point this is going to get very, very real. I believe sincerely that it's going to play out this way, and I'm going to just outline it real quick and so you can get it. At one point, it should be clear to you. Okay, we have a debt hyperbubble. That debt hyperbubble is going to implode. And when it does, rates are going to spike in an uncontrolled fashion. You're going to see pressure on the stock market. And I believe, massive sell-off in the debt market, massive sell-off in the stock market, very rapid. And cash is just going to move from one set of assets into another. What I believe is going to happen here, no matter what the Dow eventually corrects to, and it's going to be an overcorrection, you're going to see, and I can't wait to actually, witness if this plays out the way I believe it will. But whatever the Dow ends up at, let's say, for example, we go from Dow 35,000 to Dow 6,000, okay, which is a distinct possibility. You're going to see gold twice the Dow. So that would be gold at 12 grand. And I also believe we're going to see a huge correction with regard to the gold to silver ratio. I think we're going to get 15 to 1, 10 to 1. So just do the math. And you will see again why I believe that silver is the most undervalued asset in the history of the world. If we do get Dow whatever 1,000, 8,000, and we get gold twice the Dow, I would say that's pretty outstanding here. And I really believe that's going to happen. You're going to see other commodities too skyrocket. Crude oil being one as well. You're going to see crude oil surge to heights that I think people have no idea what's coming down the pike. I mean, there's calls for, 100, 125, 200. I think that's low. When that unfolds, when we get this movement of capital from one set of assets into another, which is going to happen. I mean, risk on will become risk off, and in a big way. So, look, like I was saying, people got angry with me earlier when I said that I don't care about the day-to-day price action of gold and silver, and I'm gonna double down. I don't care about week to week, month to month. I don't even care about year to year. I don't care. All I know is I am taking the opposite side of the trade, looking at the hyperbubble in debt, which is going to get a lot worse, but by exponents. You have no idea. Again, people, look. How does this system work? We have a debt-based system, which demands, most of you know what I'm going to tell you, that more debt be created out of thin air, borrowed into existence, create reasons for it, just to sustain where we are at our current level. We can't maintain a static debt level. The debt must compound every single day, day after day, week after week, month after month, just to maintain this where we are. And we're in free fall. Our economy is in collapse mode, despite the fact that inflation is surging and central banks continue to flood the world with debt. You know what the real problem is, I hope. And I've covered this recently. We're in a debt hyperbubble. Okay, I think you get it. And most of you already know that. But no matter how much debt we already have, it's not enough. It's not enough. It has to continually be borrowed into existence and more reasons created to create more debt. For example, shut down the global economy. Shut it down so central banks can continue to inflate on an epic scale. Look what happened to the Federal Reserve's balance sheet since the whole pandemic. You think that's by accident, people? The larger central banks' balance sheets get, the more powerful they become. That's the truth. The weaker the currency gets, we are in free fall isn't even the right term for what's happening here to the global currency and inflation surging around the world. This is all by design. And if they have to shut down the global economy again because of a new variant that's coming, trust me on this one, that will be again to fulfill the end game of central banks, to continue to inflate inflate, and then inflate some more. There's not enough debt, okay? That's the bottom line. As much as we have just to sustain where we are, it's not enough. Henceforth, why you're seeing this repo scam, the Federal Reserve passing cash back and forth from institution to institution to give the illusion that there's more liquidity or more debt in the system. If people really understood how twisted this whole system is, they would, I don't know what they would do, but they would have a very rude awakening. Nothing is what it seems to be. And that's what I've been telling you for the longest times. Everything's fake. The data is fake. The environment we are in could not be more fake. This environment here of creating debt out of thin air has inflated an everything bubble, including a human bubble. The global population has boomed on the back of surging debt. If we cannot borrow at one particular point anymore, when we max out, and it's going to be by design too, when this implodes, this is why I'm telling you the everything bubble, which includes a human bubble, is going to correct, okay? It's going to be a massive loss. Massive global loss of human life. And if they have to, whatever they got to do, people, look, what's happening here? Look at the world stage. You think things are happening right now by accident? Invasion of countries and wars and this and that and everything else? No. It's all to sustain the system, to sustain the debt-based system, the beast system. They will kill and slaughter and maim and ruin the lives of as many people as they need to do to keep the system running, to keep power centralized within central banks who are running everything. We have no representation. How many times have you heard me say that? There's no government. There's a one world government today, okay? And it's run by central banks. Everything else is just shit. And I hope you understand that. So anyway, I covered a lot of stuff there. I want to go on here. So we found out, here's some more lovely economic news because our economy is booming. Existing home sales plunged to their lowest level since 2009. You see, that's because our economy is so strong, of course. And that's why debts and deficits are ballooning. Why net every month we are losing jobs. It's astonishing to me, but that's the story that the mainstream wants you to pay attention to. Oh, we're doing so well and fantastic. Ignore everything else because, we're telling you the truth. And I don't believe that you're buying it. A word of anything that's coming out of the mouth of central bankers, out of the mouth of the propaganda ministry, our retard president. That's just it. So look, just be ready. Always have the high ground. Be ready for what's coming down the pike here. And that's it. And with regard to this market, expect the volatility to continue. But the drivers of the market remain stable. So either you could get fearful and sell, or you could take advantage of the fear, as I am. I added 2 positions this morning, and I will continue to do so as far as I'm able, and as long as the drivers of the market remain the way they are. And I will not care at all about the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month price action of gold and silver because, again, it's not real. The price action is not real. So why do you want to pay attention to it? These are real things. They are hard assets. They're anti-debt units. So those of you who want to worry about the day-to-day price action, go ahead. Feel free to do what you want. Me, I don't give a damn what it does because I'm not stacking precious metals or holding cryptocurrencies because I'm worried about what they're going to do on a day-to-day, month-to-month, week-to-week now. I am waiting for that debt market implosion to occur. And I'm waiting for cash to just move from one set of assets into another. And that's all that's going to happen here. But for now, we trade the market we have. And what do? We hedge for the future. That's what we're doing. It can't be easier what I am telling you to do, what I've been outlining for all of you for a very long time. Anyway, people, that's pretty much where we are at, and I think you get it. Let me know what you think about the things I covered here in this video. I want to hear from you, as always. And, well, that's it. I'll see all of you in the morning. Just love it.